Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I welcome you all in the online sport program of class 9. And today we are going to discuss the topic that is bioenergetics. I am Rabia Shafique from biology department from APSACS 4th Road. Uh, so let us start. After the discussion of this lecture, you people will be able to understand and you people will be able to define the term bioenergetics, and you will be able to explain bioenergetics in living organism. Bioenergetics, before moving towards the term bioenergetics, let us recall some important terms like what is metabolism, what is catabolism, and what is anabolism. Metabolism, the sum of all the chemical reactions that take place in the body of the living organism, is known as metabolism. If it is respiration, if it is photosynthesis, all type of chemical reactions, whether they are destructive in nature or constructive in nature, they are all summarized under the term that is known as metabolism. The term metabolism is further divided into two types: catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism is a type of metabolic activity in which the complex compound they break down to release energy, and anabolism is a type of metabolism, or it is a type of chemical reactions in which the substances they are synthesized or formed. So catabolism and anabolism, they collectively constitute the metabolism of the living organisms. Cells, they are considered as open systems. Why cells are considered as open system? Because the substances which are proteins, enzymes, hormones, they are continuously formed inside the cell, and they are continuously entering and leaving the cells from the environment and into the cell. These substances, they are essential or crucial part of the metabolism, so they are continuously formed and broken down into the cell. Sometimes the movement of substance is without the expense of energy, and that is known as passive transport, and sometimes energy is required to drive these reactions. Such types of transports are known as active transports. So anabolic activities, they require energy, and catabolic activities, they release energy. For example, photosynthesis, in the process of photosynthesis we require energy that is provided by sun, and in respiration the energy is released by the breakdown of the glucose molecule. This diagram will clearly explain that why cells are considered as an open system. This is the inside of the cell, the cytoplasm of the cell, in which the cell organelles are present, and this is the exterior of the cell, the outside of the cell. So you can see in this specific organelle of the cell, that is known as Golgi apparatus, the protein molecules, they are synthesized, they are assembled, they are packaged, and they are continuously produced, and they are released out of the cell. And different type of hormones or neurotransmitters, they are required by the cell, and they are entering in the cell. So the transport, whether it is into the cell or it is out of the cell, it is a continuous process, and it is continuously regulated. Sometimes it requires energy, and sometimes it is without the expense of energy. Now these two reactions, these are the examples for the catabolism and the anabolism. These are the classical examples. Photosynthesis is a type of anabolic reaction in which carbon dioxide molecule combines with water in the presence of sunlight, and energy is stored in the bonds of carbon and hydrogen, and it will result in the formation of glucose molecule, that is commonly known as sugar molecule, with the release of oxygen. This is the oxygen which we the aerobic organism utilize for the process of respiration. So you can see it is a constructive process. Inorganic molecules, they combine together to form a complex molecule, and energy is stored. The stored energy, that is provided by the sun. The next type of the chemical reaction, that is the cellular respiration. It is a type of catabolic reaction, and here the complex molecule, that is the glucose molecule, it breaks down in the presence of oxygen, and it releases the inorganic molecule in the form of carbon dioxide, water, and electrons are released. These electrons are then utilized for the formation of ATP molecule, which is known as the cellular energy currency of the cell, because cell is able to produce or to carry out its life processes, and that energy is provided in the form of ATP. So this glucose molecule, which is having 6 carbons, 12 hydrogen and 6 oxygens, they break down to release the energy, and this it is broken down in the form of carbon dioxide and water. So in this reaction you can see the destruction, the breakdown of the molecule, and energy is released. Here you can see the construction in which the compound is synthesized and energy is utilized. Energy is released in this process and energy is utilized in this process. Now moving towards the main topic, that is the bioenergetics. Bioenergetics, this term means the transformation of energy in the living system. So when we study the energy relationship and energy transformations in living systems, in living organisms, it is known as bioenergetics. Bioenergetics, it collectively involve all the processes, whether they are constructive in nature, whether they are destructive in nature, and if they are utilizing energy, then they are summarized under the term that is known as bioenergetics. This figure will help us to understand that how energy transformations take place in the living system. This diagram is present in your book, so you can open the page 118 of your book and you can study it from here. We can see the first step of the energy transformation or the bioenergetics, that is the formation of foodstuff, and this is the reduction of carbon dioxide molecule. This carbon dioxide molecule reduces and it forms glucose molecule with the input of energy. Light energy and radiant energy is utilized for the formation of glucose molecule. This glucose molecule is synthesized and it will result in the formation of the molecule which is required by the cell. Then after the formation of the foodstuff, this molecule is then oxidized, and the oxidation of foodstuff will take place for the release of energy. This glucose molecule breaks down to release energy, and the process is known as respiration. Some of the energy is released in the form of heat, while the rest of the energy is utilized by the adenosine molecule, that is known as ATP, and it will incorporate inorganic phosphate, and it will result in the formation of ATP molecule, which is the cellular energy currency of the cell. This ATP molecule is then utilized for different life processes of the cell, for different life processes in the body, and then they are consumed by the body. These processes include active transport, the maintenance of the cell, and the chemical synthesis that take place inside the cell. The energy, it is released in the form of heat. Some of the energy is utilized in the form of ATP, while rest of the energy is released in the form of heat. I hope you people had understand the concept and the basic introduction of bioenergetics. We will discuss in detail the next concept, that is the oxidation and reduction reaction, in the next lecture. I hope people have understand it well. Now the assignment for you people is that you people are going to memorize all the work that has been discussed in the lecture. Thank you and have a nice day.